Madam Vice President, good to be with you. Thanks for taking the time while you're here in Providence.
Thank you. Good to be back.
So, I love Rhode Island. I live in Rhode Island, but I also know Rhode Island's one of the smallest states. It's not a swing state in national elections. Why did you decide to make Rhode Island one of the first states you visited as Vice President?
Well, I've been to Rhode Island before, and I really do believe that Rhode Island is part of what happens, and how Rhode Island is impacted by the moment is a real measure of how the country is doing. And it was great to be here with my former colleagues, Jack Reed and Sheldon Whitehouse, and of course our great Secretary of Commerce, Gina Raimondo. And so it was a very, very natural decision to come back to Rhode Island.
How's the trip been?
It's been great. I love being here.
Yeah.
I love being here. I mean, we had such a wonderful day of, in particular, meetings with Rhode Island small business owners. And among the things that I really appreciate about Rhode Island, its economy, its local economy, is really driven by small businesses. And that's a big area of focus for me and for the President and for our American Jobs Plan, the American Families Plan. So another reason to be here in Rhode Island is to really highlight the impact of this work on small businesses.
A good segue, because I wanted to ask you about the American Jobs Plan. You were in the Senate. You know, nobody ever gets 100% of what they want to pass a bill in the United States Senate. Some of the Republicans are talking about if you split up the jobs plan, they might give bipartisan support to the more traditional infrastructure part, and then the Democrats can do what they want with the rest. Is the administration open to splitting the bill?
I'm not going to negotiate with you.
But
thank you for asking. But we are absolutely sincere in our desire to work in a bipartisan way. And we, as the President said in the joint session of Congress, we have been having meetings in the Oval Office, he and I, with bipartisan members of Congress, and we sincerely hope that we can find a bipartisan solution, because basically the bottom line is that so much of what we are talking about is not even bipartisan, it's nonpartisan. Supporting our small businesses, supporting the need to build back up America's infrastructure, to grow our economy, to create jobs, to make it easy for working families to actually go to work and have a good day, you know?
So let's talk about the border. President Biden has tasked you with working on the root causes of the migrant crisis. I listened to the speech you gave yesterday, and the issues you were talking about, corruption, climate change, they sound like they might take a generation to fix. How do you see that fitting into fixing the acute short-term crisis at the border?
So I have been asked by the President, and I have taken charge of what we need to do to recognize that there are the issues at the border that need to be addressed, and the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Javier Becerra, and the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, is dealing with that. We also need to deal with the long-standing, to your point, acute issues and long-term root causes that have resulted in people migrating, leaving their home, fleeing their home. And so I'm dealing with it in the context of both the issues of poverty, food insecurity, extreme climate, which has caused drought, which has caused hurricanes that have wiped out people's homes. It's about dealing with the fact that a lot of their economy is based on their agricultural work, and they need support. And so our Secretary of Agriculture is helping me with that. Secretary Raimondo, our Secretary of Commerce, is hosting virtual trade missions to the region to see how we can give the people of that region some hope.
Do you think there's reason for hope for them? There's some deep.
I think we can give them reason for hope, and that's why I'm so focused on making sure that we do it the right way, that we bring all of the players in, which include not only the United States government, foundations, CEOs, nonprofit organizations, community-based organizations. It's going to take a whole group of people to work on, to your point, what are long-standing issues that will not be solved overnight. I'm very clear about that. If this were easy to deal with, it would have been dealt with, and it would have been over decades ago.
Last question. I saw Governor McKee pigeonhole you for a little bit, talk to you as he was coming off the runway. What did he emphasize to you as he had your ear for a few minutes?
We talked about the work that the President and I are doing, and the impact of the American Rescue Plan on Rhode Island in terms of helping people with extension of unemployment benefits, helping people with direct payments of the $1,400. We talked about the hope that I think we all have around the impact on American working families of the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan. So that was the conversation.
Vice President Kamala Harris, thanks for talking to 12 News.
It's good to be with you. Thank you.
That's
But
fair.
thank you for asking.